Alright, so you want a convertible laptop and tablet 2-in-1 hybrid device, but you're broke. You only have a budget of 200 Canadian dollars. What can you do? Well, the first thing to do is obviously take a look at some older models used on eBay or your local classified ads app. But those things are hard to find. And to find one cheap enough to fit in your budget that is also adequately fast and smooth enough to make up to your daily usage expectations is even harder. I personally have been through this struggle a few days ago. I wanted to find a 2-in-1 convertible laptop with a reasonable price tag that is under my $200 budget, but is also decent on the performance. I went out searching and found this, the Lenovo Yoga 211 from 2014. Want to find out how well this convertible laptop holds up 6 years later in 2020? Well, what is up guys, it's Maxwell from Main Street Tech and let's find it out together. I actually got this Yoga 211 for 120 Canadian dollars without a hard drive. But those Yogas from 2014 often feature a spinning disk hard drive anyways. Even if I had the hard drive, I wouldn't use it. I found a 240GB SATA SSD left around unused, so I threw that into this Yoga with a cheap adapter I got for $10 off of Amazon. If I was to purchase this SATA SSD brand new from Amazon, it would cost me around $55. This brought the total cost to 185 Canadian dollars, which is still within my budget. The previous owner said that this was his son's laptop, and because of the pandemic, all of the schools shift to online, so he got his son a better and larger laptop, so they have no use of this anymore. On permanent inspections, this laptop is actually in an alright condition, but as a 6-year-old laptop, those wears and scratches are within my expectations, since the shells are made of pure plastic. Overall, I can accept this condition. For $120, I have no reason to expect too much from it. This is a very tiny laptop indeed. As the name implies, it has an 11-inch display. I did use an 11-inch MacBook Air a few years before, but wow, this still surprised me how tiny the form factor is. On the top, we have nothing except the Lenovo branding. On the bottom, we have some stickers here. You can see this laptop came with Windows 8 out of the factory. On the left, we have the power connector, a USB 3 port, an SD card reader, which is definitely a plus, and finally, a micro HDMI port. On the right side, we have a USB 2.0 port, the headphone jack, the volume rockers, the auto rotate switcher, and the small round reset button. Finally here, we have the power button. Now, open up the lid, we have the 11.6-inch display at 1366 by 768 resolution. Definitely not high res, but it's tolerable for $120. Under here, we have the first complaint I have for this Yoga 211, the keyboard. This keyboard, let me put it this way, is the butterfly keyboard of 2014. The keys travel so short and I barely feel any tactile feedback. I think the reason why they went for this design is because they need to make this laptop thin enough. But this keyboard, I'll just say that I wouldn't want to type on this for a long time, but it is still usable. And even though I say that this is the butterfly keyboard of 2014, it still has a way longer travel and better typing experience than the butterfly keyboard. Completing some on-the-go works on this laptop is completely doable. I just wish the keyboard is a little bit better. Obviously, it is a Yoga device, so you get a touchscreen and this 360-degree hinge, which can support all of the Yoga modes: laptop mode, display mode, tent mode, and tablet mode. A sweet thing of this touchscreen is that because this is an 11-inch device, the trackpad is very small, so some of the stuff on the screen can be better reached by using your fingers to touch than using the small trackpad. And also, when you pay $120 for it, you're not only getting a thin light laptop, you also get an 11-inch tablet. It also have two really great stereo speakers, which made this device a great in-bed video watcher. So, let's see what do we get for $120. Inside this Yoga 211, we have a quad-core Intel Pentium N3520 processor, complied with a fanless design, 4GB of DDR3 RAM that is soldered onto the motherboard, which means that we cannot upgrade it ourselves, and that 240GB SSD I put in earlier. Those specs won't lit the world on fire, but for 120 bucks, I wasn't expecting, let's say, a quad-core i7, you know. Performance-wise, it is not the strength of this Yoga 211, but for daily tasks, this little Yoga can do it just fine. You can think of this as a Chromebook, but instead it is running full Windows 10. I haven't noticed any slowdowns or stutters when I'm using this for daily tasks like browsing the web, word processing on Google Docs, watching YouTube videos, and just as a backup laptop that I can take it anywhere I go. Now, we're up to a challenge. Can this Yoga 211 run Minecraft? Well, with all of the graphic settings turned low, render distance set to 5, and disabling most of the beautiful graphical features, it can run Minecraft, but kinda really poorly. It is normally around 20 or 25 frames per second, or sometimes even lower. I wouldn't consider this playable though. And obviously, you shouldn't be buying a used $200 thinner line and expect it to game smoothly. But even though this Yoga 211 barely passed our Minecraft test, doesn't mean that this is a bad laptop, since this laptop wasn't meant to be a gaming laptop anyways. Alright, let's hear for the conclusion. The Lenovo Yoga 211 may not be a performance champ, but it can easily be used as a daily laptop and tablet 2-in-1 device without any problem. If you are just looking for a cheap 2-in-1 laptop, the Yoga 211 may be the perfect fit for you. Well, that's all for today's video. If you liked this video, please hit that thumbs up button. But if you didn't like it, the other button works too. If you want to see more content like this, definitely consider subscribing. Again, this is Maxwell from AnswerTech, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.